11 starts, going back to September, when he was winless after a 4-0 August. Jack Flaherty has allowed 3 runs or more in an inning, 7 of 11 starts. So I'm telling you, so much luster, but I got to tell you, Flaherty's not worth it. He has lost his last 2 starts. He gave up a 3-run homer to Anthony Rizzo, and then he surrendered 4 runs in an inning to Philadelphia, and then the Cardinals don't still. Now, Jose Martinez is, I'll tell you, sitting like an all-star. His batting average is .338. Unbelievable, .338. So, look, and instead of the horror show we had last year, we occasionally put up with 2019 mistakes in right field. So, I'll tell you something. Would you rather have playing the field than have an 877 OPS sitting in your dugout waiting for one at bat? I think you got to put him in the outfield, okay? Andrea says he sucks, okay? I don't know who you're talking about. White Sox played Cleveland. The White Sox hit 4 solo home runs, including 2 by Moncada, and Ronaldo Lopez held the Indians to 2 hits and 7 2/3. That's the second time in my AL-only league that I've taken out a White Sox pitcher who's had a good game. Haven't been doing good in my own leagues. I'm in 3rd place in that league, but I got to win that league, okay? It's a Lenny's Legion league. Abreu hit his 10th homer with 2 outs in the first inning against Shane Bieber. Okay, Wellington Castillo, Moncada hit 2-out homers as well. Lopez was almost flawless. Lindor led off the game with a home run, and then he allowed 1 more hit, a single to Lindor. So Moncada hit a home run against the Cleveland Indians during the 6th inning. May 13th, comes back with a couple of homers more. Lopez struck out 6 and walked 2. And Moncada entered with a 200 average in May, singled to raise his average to 289. He's played in every game, and manager Rich Renteria and Moncada said he's looked a little tired, so he may give him a little bit of a rest. Eloy Jimenez will begin a minor league rehab assignment in AAA, and that's the way you go. And as far as Cleveland goes, I'll tell you what, a lot of controversy over what to do with Jose Ramirez. Do you trade him for 50 cents on the dollar, or do you keep him? Remember, from August 15th last year through yesterday, 80 games, he's 53 for 295. That's 179. All right? He's the worst hitter in baseball. Addition by subtraction. You trade him, and your batting average gets better. Simple as that. You don't have to trade for a 300 hitter. You're better off getting rid of Jose Ramirez if you have him, and that'll help your batting average if that's what you want to do. It's pretty unbelievable. Arnie is here. Good morning to the great Arnie, who's done such a great job here for the network. Great stuff, Arnie. And Shane Bieber's first 19 career innings against Chicago, that covers 3 starts. He allowed only 3 runs. On Monday night, last night, he allowed 5 in 6 1/3. So solo home runs don't beat you, but when you throw 4 of them, that'll beat you. And that was Shane Bieber. And Lopez, entered the game 0-3 with a 7.1 ERA against Cleveland. So sometimes it's very hard to go by. We talk about batter versus hitter, hitter versus it doesn't work that way. It doesn't always work that way. Lindor had a leadoff homer to start of the game. That's the first leadoff this season. And Moncada ended a 2-out trend by hitting a leadoff homer in the 6th. He has struck out 217 times last year, but he went 3 for 4. He's hitting 289 with 9 homers, 28 RBIs. So there you go. That's what happens. All he's got to do is steal some bases. Matt Boyd, finally, same thing as last year. After 10 starts last year, Matt Boyd started to struggle. And what happened last night? He struggled against the Astros. That snapped a streak of 7 straight quality starts. But his pitch count, look, the Astros the best team in baseball. All right, best team. Boyd lasted only 4 innings, shortest appearance, struck out only 2, and he gave up 2 home runs. Need I say more? The Astros, 30 homers in 10 games, and George Springer, batting .447 in his last 12 games. The Astros have the best record since A.J. Hinch made what was called an unconventional choice to put George Springer up as his leadoff batter. That's back in May 2016. Since then, he's hit 29 home runs. He's got an MVP. He's the new prototype for what every team wants in a leadoff batter, and that's George Springer. The Astros have the MLB best 15 games this year where they've homered 3 times at least. They're 14-1 when they hit home runs, and 4 home runs gave Brad Peacock and 4 relievers pretty good. They teamed on a 5-hitter. And Aldemus Diaz, Ledmus, all right, started the scoring. He has taken over for Altuve at second base. No date exists for Altuve's return, but he's accompanying the team during the 6-game, 2-city road trip. May not start on the field at all, so, don't be so excited. Out there in L.A., Tommy La Stella, first Angels left-handed hitter to hit 10 home runs or more in his first 36 games with the team. Who was the last Angels hitter, left-handed hitter, to hit 10 or more home runs in his first 36 games? Who was the last Angels hitter, lefty, to hit 10 or more home runs in his first 36 games? La Stella had 10 home runs in 396 career games, entering games, not at bats, entering this year. Okay? And he's already got 10. Holy mackerel. And he also never hit a home run to the opposite field in his career until last night. Wasn't Lyman Bostock. Good answer, Cha-Cha. Wasn't Wally Joyner. Good answer, Unholy Toledo. Nope. It was in 1999. How about that? All right. Shohei Ohtani limited to hitting this year. Look, I'll tell you something. He had 22 home runs last year. He's going to be so good hitting that they're going to really have to think about putting him back on the mound. That's how good. Good morning to Cam, who just wasn't Edmonds, wasn't Garrett Anderson, wasn't Wally Joyner. Some really terrific guesses, but you're missing the correct guess, okay? 1999, left-handed hitter. This is left-handed hitter, and you're all right so far. But who hit the home runs? Who hit 10 home runs in his first 36 games? Happened in 1999. That's the clue. Ohtani, I think, is going to be so good that it's going to be very hard for them to take him out as a full-time hitter. That's right, Andrea. Andrea, what the hell? Mo Vaughn. That's right. No, and so then she came up with Troy Glaus. And see, Andrea's getting good at cheating. Because when she knows the answer is Mo Vaughn, she throws in Troy Glaus just to throw us off that she really is not sure. It was only a guess. Isn't that right, sweetheart? I know you. I know you. That's right. I can recognize you, in one of those lineups. I could really, you got that shit-eating grin on your face, okay? Jose Berrios dominated when all his pitches worked. He has won when he has backed off his curveball and has used his changeup more. He beat the Astros when he didn't have a curve. But last night he struggled. He really struggled. The Twins got home runs by Polanco and Marwin Gonzalez, but went 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And there you go. 12 hits against him, a season high, well past his previous high of 9, well above his season average, which is just under 7. He had walked 8 batters all season entering Monday, but he walked 3 Angels, and he had given up a home run. He had only given up 1 home run over his 3 previous starts, but gave up 2 on Monday. And how about Martin Perez, the biggest surprise of the year? You can't talk about surprises without, and here's the reason, okay? The reason is he has established a new cutter and made him the biggest surprise on the pitching staff, okay? And, they hired Wes Johnson from the college ranks largely because of his knowledge of analytics, and Minnesota is quietly becoming the Houston Astros, okay, of the Central Division. By the way, designated hitter Nelson Cruz icing his left wrist, but feeling much better. MRI came back okay, so they will not accelerate, what's his name, Miguel Sano to the major leagues. Andujar, 3 hits, 34 at-bats since returning in May, and back to the injured list. And surgery isn't necessarily on the table, but as Aaron Boone said, it's not out of the question. So, unbelievable, not out of the question. J-Man has joined us. The J-Man, Dr. J, one of the original chat room people, one of the old-time greats, a real candidate for the Chat Room Hall of Fame. Great to have J-Man aboard, okay? And Oakland, in a game that went 10 innings and featured 7 home runs, the A's tied a season high with 5 home runs. Laureano's go-ahead blast in the 10th, but it was the Seattle catcher Omar Narvaez who's been doing well. A single in the bottom of the 10th, walk-off victory for the Mariners. Chris Davis hit 2 home runs. That's it. So there you go. It's all part of baseball when you come out like Soria did. Since this, and Oakland left fielder Mark Canha hit a solo home run, his 3rd of the year. How about that one? So Davis 2 for 4 with that big home run. And Mike Fiers made his first start since his 2nd career no-hitter. And, look, even if he pitched another one, he wouldn't even touch the record. Well, actually, Vandermeer, 2 no-hitters in a row. You have to hit 3. Now, that's why the Johnny Vandermeer record is sincerely the only record that'll never be broken. I don't think you can say that even about the Iron Man streak, whatever you want to say. To break Johnny Vandermeer's record of 2 no-hitters in a row, you got to pitch 3. So, 3. That breaks it. 2 ties it. Remember that, okay? Holy mackerel. When is Vladimir Guerrero getting called up? That's been a couple of weeks now, right? When is he getting called up, okay? Just let me know that. So, Mike Fiers back to normal. And Seattle, as we mentioned, they came off a 2-8 road trip. They were outscored 34-8 in a 3-game sweep by Boston. Kikuchi's start was marred by 3 big mistakes. Canha, designated hitter Chris Davis, and first baseman Matt Olson all hit solo home runs and chased Kikuchi, who only pitched an inning in his last game, so we'll see what happens. Mike Fiers coming off a 2nd no-hitter after 2 walks, struck out 6, but gave up 131 pitches in that game, and that could be a sincere problem from here on in. 131 pitches, that was a tough one. Texas, Hunter Pence, what can you say? He was 7 for 19 with 4 homers, drove in 12 runs, which was half of the team's total run production of the week. Okay? And here come the blowers, blowing the leaves from my house to my neighbor's house. Willie Calhoun, remember him? While Nomar Mazara goes through another slump, Calhoun is killing it, all right, over his last 10 games. In AAA, he's hitting .371 with 4 homers. He had more walks than strikeouts. Shut up with your stupid lawnmowers and blowers. Give me a break, man. Will Cole Calhoun get a chance? Okay? Roughneck Odor and Nomar Mazara have given the Rangers nothing this year. Nothing. Nothing. I mean nothing. The Rangers have 9 quality starts this year, all of them by Mike Minor and Lance Lynn. So, how about that? Drew Smiley, Shelby Miller, Adrian Simpson are barely averaging 4 innings an outing. Okay? So, look, the Rangers have been here before. We know all about it. And on Sunday, Odor got the day off, and he is just not coming through. You have to consider when he began the week with the lowest batting average, 137. Of the 227 players with at least 100 plate appearances, he had the second lowest on base percentage of 212, the fourth